Hey guys, Pit here. Okay, day number 2 of your left hook course, the coronavirus. It's got us quarantined, so I'm gonna do a left hook lesson. This is number 2. We did one yesterday. It's still on this Facebook or whatever you're looking at this social media. It'll still be there. But this is number 2, and I will do one every single day that this virus is keeping us inside. All right, I got a bob. Everybody should have a bob. Go to Century Martial Arts, order a bob. It is the second best striking equipment that you can have. Heavy bag number 1, bob number 2. Anyway, I'm gonna give you, today, I'm gonna fix 4 mistakes that you have with your left hook. All right, 4 mistakes. Okay, the first one, your fist is too loose. I see so many guys that just want to look really cool and keep their hands open, okay? That, you bring that into sparring or a fight, and you're not only going to break your hand, but you're not going to hurt your opponent. No matter how hard you swing, if you have a loose fist, it's like hitting somebody really hard with a piece of paper. You want to hit them with a rock. So this fist has to be tight. All right, so to do that takes a lot of training, because a lot of times when you tighten your fist, you tighten your arm, then you lose all your power. You have to have the ability through training and drilling to keep your arm loose and your fist tight. Okay, so number 1, loose fist. Number 2, and this is a lot of karate guys. I'm not ragging on katas right now, but if your hand is here, you're gonna get hit with a left hook every time. I've tried this with the fastest young guys that I know, and nobody, if your hand is this close to their face, right here, and I just turn my hook over like this, pop, you are not gonna be able to bring your hand up to block it. Never, never, never. So not only is this a terrible place to have your hand anywhere near a fight, like if you're in a fight, your hand should be up, right? And if you train like this a lot, you're naturally, instinctively gonna pull it back here, okay? The same with dropping it down here. Even dropping it down here, you're gonna get hit a lot. So keeping your hand up is very important. Keep your right hand up, okay? So your right hand should be up. Pretend you're talking on the phone. Yeah, what's up? Okay, yeah, we're in the coronavirus lockdown right now, so I'm doing a left hook thing. All right, I'll talk to you later. Okay, so pretend you're on the phone, okay? So that's number 2. Keep your hand up, all right? Number 3, don't keep your weight on your front foot when you're doing a hook. Shift your weight to your back foot. Imagine yourself throwing a ball. When you're trying to throw a ball hard, you go from your back foot to your front foot. When you're throwing a hook, you go from your front foot to your back foot. Okay, shift your weight to your back foot when you're throwing a hook. You get much more power, all right? So, do not telegraph your hook. That's probably the biggest mistake people make. In other words, they're here so they can jab, but then they pull their hand back up to throw a hook, okay? When you throw your hand back here, pull it back here, you're telling the guy, I'm gonna hook you now. How about staying right there so I can accomplish that mission, all right? He's not gonna accommodate you, so as soon as you pull your hand back, he might hit you with something, okay? So instead of pulling your hand back, just bring it out here a little more. When this could be your natural fighting stance. You can still jab, you can still parry, you can still move your head, but now you can turn the hook over right from here, okay? Instead of pulling back. Do not telegraph. Same with your right hand, okay? We're doing left hooks right now, but a lot of people have their hand up here, then they pull their hand back before they throw their right? So you shouldn't telegraph at all, okay? So, with that said, Let me give you a couple ways to fix these problems. So I'm not just giving you problems you have, I'm helping you fix them. All right? So let me give you this piece of equipment right now. It's really helpful. I love my Bob, but he is pretty useless when it comes to holding the paddle for me. All right, so what you're going to do with your partner is you hold the paddle and he throws the hook. Okay? If you see him telegraphing, drop the hook, drop the paddle. Okay? Drop the paddle, he'll miss the hook. So little by little, he'll stop pulling the hand back. So these paddles, which you can get from Century Martial Arts, no, they do not sponsor me, but I want you to get your equipment there. Okay? So you hold the hook, you hold the paddle, and if you see his hand drop the paddle. Then he'll miss it. So you have to go from doing this to just going this. Okay? It should just travel a little bit shorter. It might not land with as much power, but it'll land with a lot more frequency. Okay? So like I said, you might get a little more power if you pull your hand back, but you'll land with much less frequency, if at all. Okay? So that's the number one way to fix that. The other thing to do for telegraphing is just keep mindful when you're throwing the hook. Like, don't do that. Just when you're throwing the hook, just try to generate as much power as you can for right here. And just turn that hip without pulling it back. Be mindful of it, drill with it, and then it'll become part of your muscle memory. And then when you throw a hook, you'll just be pop, hey, what's up? Bing, pop. All right, instead of pulling your hand back. All right. As for how to correct making a tight fist, hit things. Okay, hit things a lot. Like if this was a heavy bag, hit the bag without any gloves, without any wraps sometimes. Because if you always have wraps and gloves, you're cushioning your hand so much you don't make a tight fist. So sometimes hit the bag without any bag gloves or wraps, and that will train you to keep your fist tighter. Okay? So another one, shifting your weight. That just comes with drilling. And be mindful of turning your weight over to your back leg. So you're turning it from your front leg to your back leg. And that way you will generate a lot more power. Okay? All right, now, last one, keeping the hand up. Number one, pretend you're on the phone. Always pretend you're on the phone. Okay? And keep something under your elbow right here. Okay? This way you keep your hand up when you're throwing the hook. All right? Some people put something under their chin. Some people put some over here. The reason I would like to keep it here, because you also are training your right elbow to stay protecting your liver, which is also very important. And most people aren't going to do this. Once they're squeezing the paddle with their elbow, they naturally put their hand up. Like I said, most guys aren't going to do this or this. So once they're doing this, this trains them. So a paddle is good for dropping the hand, right, or telegraphing. Number one, right, you have a partner, you drop it if they're telegraphing. And number two, it's good for keeping under their elbow so they can train their right hand to stay up tight, up high. Okay? I'm making a lot of mistakes today. I don't know why. It's the whole Corona thing. So anyway, guys, I've just given you 4 mistakes, common mistakes that people make throwing the left hook, and I fixed them all. I've given you ways to fix them all. So check it out. Go train. Tomorrow there's going to be another video coming at the same time. There'll be one every single day that this whole coronavirus lockdown is. All right? So develop that left hook, guys. It is the best strike in all of martial arts. Thanks for coming.